The early hours of June 1st, 2025 brought shocking news. Ukraine had struck deep inside Russian territory. These were calculated attacks on sensitive Russian military air bases. The world watched, holding its breath. This was a move of incredible audacity, signaling Ukraine's determination. The conflict was entering a new, more dangerous phase. Ukraine was showing it could reach far beyond its own borders. These strikes were not isolated incidents, but a coordinated effort. Multiple Russian airfields felt Ukraine's reach. The message was unmistakable. No part of Russia actively supporting the war effort was truly safe. This was a strategic play aimed at crippling Russia's ability to wage war. The attacks demonstrated a new level of Ukrainian capability. The war, now in its fourth year, was still full of surprises. This was perhaps one of the biggest yet. The date, June 1st, 2025, will likely be remembered. It marked a significant escalation. Ukraine was no longer just defending, it was actively taking the fight to the aggressor. This was happening hundreds of kilometers from Ukrainian borders. The strikes showcased a daring resolve and a growing sophistication in Ukrainian military operations. For a nation under siege, this was a powerful statement of resilience and defiance. This essay will explore these remarkable events. We will look at the targets chosen by Ukraine. We will examine the innovative technology used in these strikes. We will discuss Russia's reaction, both official and unofficial. Crucially, we will analyze the strategic impact of these attacks. The early hours of June 1st, 2025 brought shocking news. Ukraine had struck deep inside Russian territory. These were calculated attacks on sensitive Russian military air bases. The world watched, holding its breath. This was a move of incredible audacity, signaling Ukraine's determination. The conflict was entering a new, more dangerous phase. Ukraine was showing it could reach far beyond its own borders. These strikes were not isolated incidents, but a coordinated effort. Multiple Russian airfields felt Ukraine's reach. The message was unmistakable. No part of Russia actively supporting the war effort was truly safe. This was a strategic play aimed at crippling Russia's ability to wage war. The attacks demonstrated a new level of Ukrainian capability. The war, now in its fourth year, was still full of surprises. This was perhaps one of the biggest yet. The date, June 1st, 2025, will likely be remembered. It marked a significant escalation. Ukraine was no longer just defending, it was actively taking the fight to the aggressor. This was happening hundreds of kilometers from Ukrainian borders. The strikes showcased a daring resolve and a growing sophistication in Ukrainian military operations. For a nation under siege, this was a powerful statement of resilience and defiance. This essay will explore these remarkable events. We will look at the targets chosen by Ukraine. We will examine the innovative technology used in these strikes. We will discuss Russia's reaction, both official and unofficial. Crucially, we will analyze the strategic impact of these attacks. The Ukrainian drones flew far, reaching targets deep within Russia. Belaya Air Base in the Irkutsk region near Siberia was hit. Olenya Air Base in the Murmansk region near the Arctic was also struck. Closer to Ukraine, but still deep, were Dyagilevo Air Base in Ryazan and Ivanovo Air Base. These locations host vital Russian military assets. The choice of targets was clearly strategic and deliberate. These air bases are home to Russia's strategic bomber fleet. These are the very planes Russia uses to launch long-range missiles into Ukraine. Hitting these bases is like striking a nerve center. It directly impacts Russia's ability to project power. The attacks aim to degrade this capacity. Among the aircraft reportedly damaged were several types. The Tupolev Tu-95 and Tu-22 M3 bombers were hit. Critically, A-50U aircraft, Russia's airborne early warning and control planes, were damaged. Intelligence suggests a staggering 41 aircraft were impacted in total. The Institute for the Study of War provides a stark assessment. These attacks may have destroyed 34% of Russia's strategic cruise missile carriers. This is a massive loss, both technologically advanced and incredibly expensive. For Russia, this represents a serious degradation of its long-range strike potential. The financial cost alone is estimated at $7 billion. The strategic cost could be even higher as the conflict continues. How did Ukraine achieve such deep penetration? The answer lies in drone technology and remarkable ingenuity. Reports indicate that a swarm of 117 drones was used. Many of these were FPV drones, allowing for precise targeting. These are not the large, sophisticated drones of major powers. They are often smaller, adapted and numerous. But it wasn't just the drones themselves, it was how they were deployed. Ukraine showcased true innovation here. Semi-trucks were employed to launch drones. These trucks moved closer to the targets, reducing flight distances. This was a clever way to potentially evade some layers of Russian air defense. Launching from unexpected locations makes interception much harder. This demonstrates a keen understanding of asymmetric warfare. This tactic is designed to counter a major Russian strength electronic warfare, or EW. Russian EW systems can jam drone signals and disrupt navigation. By launching closer, drones spend less time in the air, presenting a smaller window for detection and jamming. This Ukrainian adaptation shows a dynamic learning process. They are constantly evolving their methods. They are finding ways to overcome Russia's technological advantages on the battlefield. This resourcefulness is a hallmark of Ukraine's defense. Using readily available technology like trucks, combined with FPV drones, creates a powerful threat. It's a cost-effective way to hit high-value targets. It's a David versus Goliath story played out with 21st century technology. This levels the playing field in unexpected ways. It's a David versus Goliath story played out with 21st century technology. Russia's official response was predictable. The Kremlin claimed its air defenses repelled some drone strikes. This is a common narrative. Governments often downplay successful attacks to project an image of strength and control. Maintaining public confidence is crucial during wartime, so official statements often paint a rosier picture. But the reality on the ground can be very different. Despite these official claims, evidence suggested otherwise. Visible damage was observed at some targeted airfields. Satellite images began to circulate, showing damaged aircraft and infrastructure. Such imagery is hard to refute. It provides a glimpse behind the official curtain. The extent of the success of Ukrainian drones became clearer. It was evident that significant impacts had occurred. The carefully constructed Russian narrative of impenetrable defenses was challenged by these visual proofs. Internally, these strikes sparked considerable unease in Russia. Reports emerged of criticism directed at military leadership. Questions were asked about the vulnerability of strategic assets. This kind of internal pressure is significant. It can lead to shake-ups in command and force a re-evaluation of defense strategies. The failure to protect such high-value targets clearly resonated within Russian military and political circles. The immediate strategic impact is clear. Russia's ability to launch long-range strikes against Ukraine could be constrained. Fewer operational bombers mean fewer missiles raining down on Ukrainian cities. This offers some relief to Ukrainian civilians and infrastructure. It also forces Russia to reconsider its aerial campaign. The loss of these aircraft, especially the A-50U command and control planes, directly weakens their offensive punch. This provides Ukraine with a tangible military advantage in the ongoing defense of its territory. Beyond the operational impact, there's the financial blow. The estimated damage of $7 billion is a staggering sum. These are advanced, expensive aircraft. Replacing them will take years, if it's even possible, during wartime sanctions. This adds another layer of economic pressure on Russia. The war is already costly. Losing such high-value assets makes it even more so. Every ruble spent on replacing destroyed equipment is a ruble not spent on other war efforts or domestic needs. Then there is the psychological dimension. For a long time, Russia projected an image of invulnerability at home. These drone strikes shatter that image. The war is no longer something happening over there. It is reaching deep into Russian territory. This can erode public confidence and fuel dissent. These Ukrainian strikes signal a new chapter in drone warfare. We are seeing relatively low-cost systems achieve deep penetration. They are successfully targeting high-value strategic assets. This was once the domain of powerful air forces with stealth bombers or cruise missiles. Now, ingenuity and numbers can achieve similar effects. This democratization of deep strike capability is a profound shift. It changes how nations think about offense and defense in the modern era. We can expect further innovation from both sides. Ukraine will undoubtedly refine its drone technology and tactics. They will seek to overcome any new Russian countermeasures. Russia, in turn, will work hard to improve its defenses. They will try to counter this evolving drone threat. This creates an ongoing technological arms race. It's a cycle of adaptation and counter-adaptation. The lessons learned here will shape drone development globally for years to come. The implications extend far beyond Ukraine. Other nations are watching very closely. The Ukrainian drone strikes of June 1st, 2025 were more than just attacks. They were a bold declaration of Ukraine's unwavering resolve. They showcased a surprising and growing capability to strike at the heart of the aggressor. to inflict meaningful damage and change the narrative of the war. These actions demonstrate that Ukraine is not merely surviving, it is adapting, innovating, and fighting back with increasing sophistication and reach. It's important to remember the context. These Ukrainian operations followed a massive Russian assault. Russia had launched its largest combined drone and missile strike on Ukraine just days before. Over 400 drones were involved in that attack. Ukraine's response was not just a tit-for-tat exchange, it was a strategically targeted operation. It aimed at the very assets Russia uses for such large-scale attacks. And this shows a calculated approach to degrading Russia's offensive capacity. The international community will be watching reactions closely. How will Ukraine's allies respond to this escalation? Will it lead to increased military support, or will there be louder calls for de-escalation and negotiation? Russia's allies, too, will be observing. These events could shift perceptions of Russia's military strength. They could influence diplomatic calculations globally. The ripple effects will be felt far beyond the immediate battlefield, potentially reshaping international alignments and support structures. One thing is certain, these events have altered the dynamics of the war.